Sharon. I'm going to talk about another one of my favourite quotes. This is not mine, it's actually from James Clear from the book Atomic Habits. And that is that we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. So often what happens when it comes to our health and making changes, we can have great intentions and set great goals. It might be to exercise more, it might be eating healthier, it might be drinking more water. But if we don't actually have the systems in place, then those things just end up being, goals and good intentions. So it's really, really important that once you've got that goal, is start to think about what are some of the things that I need to put in place to actually make this happen. So I was working with a client, and one of her real struggles that was letting her down was lunch. And when we actually started to have a look at that, it was because some days she was working from home for lunch, other days she was in the office, and then there were other days where she might be driving around at lunchtime. So she found lunch a real struggle because she could never really figure out a routine. So what we did was we actually sat down and looked at, okay, if you're at home, what are some of the things that you could be having for lunch? Whether it might be planning meals that had leftovers that she could have had in the freezer and pull out in the morning. It might be thinking about what are some of the things that I can have in the house so I can quickly make a healthy lunch. When she was in the office, we actually sourced, what are some places that are close by that I know that I can get a really healthy lunch, or worst case scenario, order in, so that she could be really organised when it came to making that decision at lunchtime when she was in the office. And then we looked at what are some of the things that you might be able to pick up really quickly and easily if you're driving around from work, whether it might be sushi or some rice paper rolls, or worst case scenario, going to Subway and ordering a teriyaki chicken salad. Sometimes we can get really caught up on things needing to be perfect, but there's always a spectrum, and I always think it's better to be going to Subway and getting a teriyaki chicken salad than necessarily ending up going through a different sort of a drive-through. So really importantly, number one, get clear and specific about what the goal is. Number two, make sure that you have a look at what are the things that I need to do to actually make this change that I'm wanting to make a reality. What are the steps that I need to put in place? And then number three is ask yourself, what are some of the roadblocks or the things that could get in the way that could stop me, so that you can make sure that you've got some things in place to actually help you to overcome those obstacles if they come up, rather than them coming up and you're not being prepared. So remember, we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. So next time you want to make a change, just make sure that you put those steps in place so that you can make sure your goal does become a reality. So thanks so much for watching Health Talk with Sharon. I'll see you soon.